Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for the X-Men From the Ashes sampler. Ooh, yeah. So, I got this as well as like the must-haves and everything this week, and this is a cool little thing that I would definitely recommend anybody who's interested in what's going on with the X-Men to look into, because we got Jed MacKay and Ryan Stegman on X-Men issue 1. And then we've got the Uncanny X-Men with Gail Simone and David Marquez, and Evie L. Ewing and Carmen Carnero for the Exceptional X-Men. And this kind of goes into what's kind of going on for it. We've got a thing about Tom Brevoort going on with it, and being the editor, conductor of X, and showcasing all the kind of stuff that's going on. We've got X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, Exceptional X-Men, Nyx, X-Force, X-Factor, Sentinels, Phoenix, Wolverine, Dazzler, Storm, and Mystique. And we've got, that's all of it just kind of starting in July. I do like that they're showcasing off what they're kind of doing for the X-Men. And they have an interview for Jed MacKay, which is interesting. Like, I mainly got in on with him with Doctor Strange. I'm like, ooh, I'm really liking what's going on with this. And then I checked him out with X-Men, not X-Men, Avengers. I'm like, ooh, this is working out pretty well. And I looked a little bit because he's also in Moon Knight, and I looked at that and seen him go on to X-Men and what his kind of things are for this. Now, I might be looking into this for his X-Men one, because I think Doctor Strange might potentially be ending soon, because there was no kind of solicitation for September. I mean, I might just kind of like check this out to see what goes on, but I would definitely recommend picking this up because I got it for free, and you can read kind of what each of the kind of authors, the writers, are kind of going for in their series. The X-Men series will be focusing on Cyclops as the leader. We've got Juggernaut. Oh, let's see here. We've got Cyclops, Psylocke, Juggernaut, Kid Omega, Temper, and Magic as the field team, and Beast, Magneto, Zorn, and Glob as the base team, which is a kind of interesting kind of setup there. Those, I mean, I'm familiar with Cyclops, Psylocke, Juggernaut, a little bit with Kid Omega, not too much, mainly what he was utilized for in Thor. Magic, a little bit. Beast, definitely from mainly the show, Beast, Magneto. Now, granted, I do know that Beast in Krakoa had pretty much kind of went villain role, and I know that this is a different kind of Beast, because I'm like, what the fuck's kind of going on here? And the thing is, this has previews of certain kind of things. So, let's get into the X-Men preview. 20 minutes outside of Merle, Alaska. Well, X months later, here we go. As we see that the X-Men have set up their base in Alaska. It's like, what the fuck? In like an abandoned Sentinel facility. Hello? Chief Paula Robbins, Merle Police Department. I'm here to see Scott Summers. He should be expecting me. Oh, yes, fantastic. Just a moment, please. Ka-chunk. Hello, Chief Robbins. Thank you for coming. Come in, please. Don't worry about your boots. We're still working on this area. Dr. Henry McCoy, base director. I'm sorry about that, Dr. McCoy. That reaction. It's embarrassing. Oh, think nothing of it, Chief Robbins. Heteromorphic genetic expression can often be startling, and I'm quite used to it by now. Mr. Summers invited me to come and see what you've all been doing here. Once the town calmed down after, well, you know. Is he around? Well, as commander of the X-Men, Scott had to take the team into the field. Sounds dangerous. It's like, ooh. And I'm like, ooh, the Beast that I'm usually familiar with from, like, the show. Then we pop up. Santa Marco. Oh, I assure you it is, but Scott Summers is the most gifted combat leader I've ever known, and I was an Avenger. You're shit, Summers, as we see things blasting at him. It's like, fuck! You're shit, and I never should have joined your fucking team. Please, Quentin, you've died more times than any other mutant. You should be used to this. Assault team, it's like, Scott, goddamn! And it's really kind of interesting to have Juggernaut on the X-Men, and I really like the red and black thing going on there. So, that's kind of interesting. I like the artwork. It's a little bit more... a different kind of style than I'm used to. Like, the rounding and the, like, more kind of rounded lines and everything that I'm kind of used to. And I'm alright with that. I'm like, ooh. I've not been really... that well versed with Stegman's work, but I'm down for it. And then we get like some sketches here which look really kind of cool for the X-Men. Now, my only kind of thing is I'm partial to Wolverine. Wolverine's in the Uncanny X-Men. We then get into a one for the writer for Phoenix. And a little bit of a preview here, but not really that much of a preview. Just like some really cool artwork of Jean as the Phoenix. It's like, okay, that's... Let me put it this way. That art is really... I'm really liking that. The living fire aspect you have to capture is the Phoenix Force. And I liked when I was able to see that when they were doing that kind of stuff with the Avengers. It's like, ooh. That sells it there. We get a little bit of a look at Nick's NYX, but not too much. It's like, okay. And then X-Force, the world is broken, Forge knows how to fix it. And, of course, Deadpool's on that one. So, if you're into Deadpool, I would kind of check that out a little bit. Now, granted, it seems more like Forge is going to be the one that's in there, but if you like to see some kind of Deadpool shenanigans, that'll probably pop up there, too. Gail Simone is the one popping up for Uncanny X-Men. And this one is definitely an interesting one. Let's see. Is there... Does that tell me where the team line up? Because that was the good thing about the Jed McKay one of it, like talking about like because I see in pretty much the concept ones we're getting Rogue, Gambit, Jubilee, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler, which is like that's really pretty cool. And I do like the artist as well, though I'm usually more used to it with different kind of ones there, but I would definitely recommend checking this out. And here we get a fuller preview here. We get the full ones of like X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and Exceptional X-Men. So we pop up and we're pretty much seeing Logan, Rogue, and Gambit, Pyramid of the Sun, and Avenue of the Dead, Teo... See, some of the font is like Teotihuacan? Teotihuacan? Logan, there he is. By road, 40 minutes from Mexico City. Hey, darling, Cajun. What brings y'all to the neighborhood, sugar? Seeing an old army buddy. No matter the situation, it always feels better, safer when he's around. Maybe that makes no sense. Don't make it less true. Get over here, old man. Ain't seen you since... Good to see you, Rogue. Figured I'd come see what I could do about old Big Red here. He never... Just my imagination. Maybe for a minute it felt like he was. Nah, it can't be. Sorry I didn't call. Just didn't seem to be a point. We all been a little lost, mon ami. We've been hiding out. Eating well, loving better. He don't need to hear that, Remy. So, Dragon is it? And I really love seeing how they do the characters, but this is just like, okay, that's nutty and gnarly. Well, I like this town. Don't want to see it get eaten on. Not exactly Lockheed cute, this one. Heard he gave Iron Man and some Avengers a rough time a while back in Savage Avengers issue 14 to 16. Thank you for that. I didn't know that this had been like one that they fought. Got the nasty habit of eating people when he gets peckish. Don't recall him having feathers. Majesty. Do you ever stop to think all the wonders we've seen? I'm without words. I felt that first time I saw the Shi'ar. Been an honor fighting alongside you. And loving you both. Deal with it. You do know that's a dragon up there in this tender moment, right? Wait, did his eye just twitch? I did mention that the big fella eats people, yeah? That ain't the eye we should be worried about. It's like, shit. You insignificant gnats dare to awaken Saudrang, the god snake. I'll make a paste of you and cook your heads for supper. We mighta coulda been a mite overconfident there. Like, shit. And we got our big three getting ready to rumble and tumble. It's like, alright, let's see what goes on there. And then we get how it kind of looks. And I gotta say, I kind of like the old school kind of feel with the new school kind of... Old and new, if that makes sense. We see Wolverines, but it seems not. It seems more rounded, kind of similar to Stegman's. Now, granted, these are kind of like rougher kind of ones, but I like seeing Nightcrawler, Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee. It's like, all right. Then we get a kind of look at X Factor, officially sanctioned to protect a world that hates and fears / loves and adores them. So this seems to be more of a government-sponsored mutant team, which is interesting. We'll have to see how that kind of works out. We get EVL E-Wing with the exceptional one, and this is the kind of last major one that we get a preview for. And this one more focuses on Pride, Kate Pride. So then we pop up and we're at Chicago. I already showed you my ticket. Entry is at the discretion of the venue and the management. Right now, I'm the management. But my friends. Sorry, Trista, opening act is almost over. We'll hit you later. Get moving. I've seen this scene enough times that I know exactly where it's going. Tale as old as time. Barely aware, mutant teen, stressful situation. 3, 2, 1. I said get moving. No, bad luck as the dude pushes her. And she's like, don't touch me. It's like, yeah, and then we see her pop off. It's like, shit. Shouldn't have pushed the kid. As she pretty much is able to, like, punch him out. And then utilizing some kind of tentacle whip kind of thing. Impressive. But my days of jumping into fights are over. Normal person. Are you crazy? You monster? Time to go eat some normal sushi. Back up, or I'll bang. And of course everything starts going to shit. It's like, shit, damn it. He's got a gun. I warned you, you mutant freak. Leave me alone. Kid, look out. It's like, shit. To be continued in Exceptional X-Men issue 1. It's like, okay. As we then get a look at these new kind of exceptional ones, and we see Bronze, Trista, as we learn who that character is. Emma Frost, Exoa Alex, Kitty Pryde, and Melee Foul? I'm not quite sure. It's kind of written a little bit weird for me, but I'm like, okay. Then we also get a look at Saladin Ahmed doing Wolverine. It's like they're doing a lot and going through a lot for X-Men. It's like, okay, that should be interesting because let's see. And Martin Cochlear. I mean, I've seen that. I've seen some stuff with Saladin Ahmed. I'm like, okay, I haven't read a lot of his stuff, and I'm like, okay, he's got some interesting stuff. Martin Cochlear been doing the Immortal Thor, doing Wolverine, and then of course we see a little bit that we've already seen from like solicitations in certain previews. It's like, if you're into Wolverine, I would definitely recommend looking into that. And then of course we get more of a breakdown of who's on the rosters and what teams and how they're kind of working together for them, and then also looking on to these as well, and that we're getting Storm in Avengers. And I'm already getting that, so yeah, that's kind of cool. Then we get like Dazzler, Mystique, and the Sentinels kind of as well. And they're going hard. Dazzler in September, Mystique in October, as well as the Sentinels. I am not that familiar with these creative ones. So, and then we also have Storm in October. So, this is a cool little thing. If you are on the fence with X-Men, or don't know exactly which kind of teams you want to go for, because, let's face it, certain ones you're probably going to want to go because based on roster. If you're more into Cyclops, you're going to want the X-Men. If you're more into Wolverine, Rogue, and Gambit, which, that's a pretty big one, a pretty strong one, you'd go for that one. And then, of course, you got, which creative teams are you into? I think that they are doing, now granted, based on what's going on here and what we've pretty much seen from these, I'd say that these are pretty strong creative teams here. And now, granted, I'm not that well familiar with EVL Ewing. I've been liking Al Ewing doing Immortal Thor. But I think that Jed McKay with Ryan Stegman is going to do some really good stuff with X-Men. And I mean, that's going to be coming out on July 10th. And we've got the Uncanny... Gail Simone is very... interesting. I like how she was writing, like, in this preview. Logan, Rogue, and Gambit. I like their kind of camaraderie and relationship that is on display there. So, with David Marquez as the art just... Those would be the ones that... If I had more money and more time, I would definitely be going more into these. I like to focus on the big three of, like, Thor, Cap, Iron Man, and depending upon what's going on with certain kind of ones. I like Doctor Strange, but that one kind of gets flippy-floppied out of things going on as well. Avengers, it depends upon what's going on creative team-wise. I like Jason Aaron, but when it was going on with the multiverse kind of stuff, I kind of dropped off because I'm like, I'd rather look into other kind of stuff. So then I got more of a kind of rotating kind of thing. I might check out X-Men since that one's popping up, and I've been really liking Jed McKay's stuff, even though I don't want to become, all I'm reading is Jed McKay's Marvel stuff, and I'm like, if you're not, you're making really interesting stuff for me. Gail Simone's one pulls me a lot, though, with, like, Logan and Rogue and Gambit and Jubilee and Nightcrawler. That's a very strong lineup there. The X-Men one is definitely an interesting one to see what's going on with Beast, Magneto, Juggernaut being on the team, and Magic. It's like, what the fuck? It's kind of crazy. But I think they put together a really good, strong, 3 foundational creative team. We'll have to see if it works out, because you can say that it's strong on paper, but sometimes an execution comes in and it just doesn't work. But we'll see. If you're interested in learning more and understanding each kind of writer's kind of take on what's going on, I'd definitely pick this up if your comic book shop has it. This is very nice to be able to read a little bit of a preview, get an idea of what the writers are kind of going for their series and what they're trying to do with their roster. So that way you are more informed and you can make your best kind of decision. So those are my opinions on this sampler. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.